Welcome to the Spotlight Roundup, presented to you by Psychedelic Spotlight, your number one source for news, information, and unique perspectives surrounding the emerging sector of medicinal psychedelics. I'm Autumn Tribbitt, and it's the week of May 24th, 2021. In this week's episode, we spotlight Mike Tyson and his investment into a psychedelic-focused company. MDMA moves closer to becoming an approved treatment for PTSD. A new Phase 2b psilocybin microdosing clinical trial receives approval. Theon Biomedical looks to combat the addiction crisis with DMT. And can virtual reality improve psychedelic therapy? Now, let's get to your roundup. On May 10th, Wasana Holdings Inc. embarked on the next phase of its journey within the emerging psychedelics industry by commencing trading on the Canadian Securities Exchange under the symbol WESA. The company, founded by former NHL left-winger and two-time Stanley Cup champion Daniel Carcillo, is focused on finding novel solutions for treating traumatic brain injury through psychedelics and naturally sourced therapies. And, adding to the excitement of the company's recent news, former heavyweight boxing champion Mike Tyson announced through a post on Twitter that he has become an early investor in Wasana Health. In the tweet, Tyson wrote, "I'm proud to be an early investor in Wasana Health, launching now on the CSE, who are developing new ways to understand and improve brain health, including with psychedelics." Tyson, who is no stranger to psychedelics, recently spoke about his use of 5-MeO-DMT and credited his return to the ring against Roy Jones Jr. in an exhibition fight to the substance. Earlier this month, the journal Nature Portfolio published the highly anticipated data from the Phase 3 clinical trial results on MDMA-assisted psychotherapy as a treatment for PTSD, which was conducted and operated by the Multidisciplinary Association of Psychedelic Studies, also known as MAPS. The impressive data demonstrates that after 18 weeks and 3 sessions, 67% of participants receiving MDMA therapy saw so much symptom reduction that they no longer met the threshold for a PTSD diagnosis. Experts throughout the medicinal psychedelic industry believe that the encouraging results from the Phase 3 trial may create a pathway for the Food and Drug Administration to approve MDMA for therapeutic use, which, according to the New York Times, could come as early as 2023. In other related clinical trial news, Wake Network Inc., a global leader in psilocybin and medicinal mushroom production, recently announced that the company has received conditional ethics board approval from the Ministry of Health and Wellness in Jamaica to conduct a Phase 2b psilocybin microdosing clinical trial together with the University of the West Indies. And according to the company, this announcement marks a significant industry milestone towards the commencement of the world's first psilocybin microdosing trial to be conducted using a randomized, placebo-controlled, double-blind method with mushroom-based psilocybin.
This study will be a first one in several ways. With microdosing gaining popularity in the past several years, it's really astounding to some people to know that there is no research on microdosing psilocybin. And we will be the first ones to test it, and to test it in a scenario that's as close to real life as it gets, because unlike all the other trials with psilocybin that use synthetic substance, we will be using mushroom-derived psilocybin. So we will be studying the exactly same thing that people are doing in their daily lives when they choose to microdose.
Now, as the global addiction crisis continues to take a serious and in some cases deadly toll on the lives of millions of people, one psychedelic-focused company is looking to the therapeutic potential of the DMT molecule as a potentially life-changing weapon in the fight against addiction. Entheon Biomedical, a Vancouver, Canada-based drug development and biotechnology company, is continuing to make significant progress in its quest to harness and optimize the therapeutic potential of DMT as a treatment for addiction. Through DMT, the company aims to provide an effective and scalable therapeutic protocol that will serve as a vital resource for those afflicted with a substance use disorder and who are wanting to reclaim their lives. Here's what Entheon Biomedical CEO Timothy Coe had to say about why the company sees so much potential in the DMT molecule during a recent visit to the Psychedelic Spotlight podcast.
Part of the reason why we're so interested in DMT is that we understand that DMT can be administered at dosage levels that are reminiscent or similar to, 5 grams, 7 grams of psilocybin. We all understand, I think, that there is a specific dose range or level of psychedelic immersion that is key to facilitating some of these introspectively important types of experiences. Unlocking that ability for us to introspect and to really address some of the, cordoned off areas that are implicitly sort of linked to what some of our barriers and limitations are. In the realm of depression, it allows the individual to explore some of their narrative features, traumas, and certain areas of resistance or difficulty that, of your own consciously directed thought, you're unable to. So DMT has the capacity to be, utilized in such a way that if someone says, hey, I'm not really ready to confront these foundationally important features of my life, we can stop the experience if it proves to be too much.
Finally, psychedelic medicine meets virtual reality, thanks to a new partnership between two companies in the psychedelic space. Earlier this month, Loeb Sciences, a life sciences company focused on psychedelic medicines, announced it has entered into an agreement with Virtual Psychedelics to design, develop, and commercialize a new psychedelic virtual experience pod. The Chrysalis Pod will be designed to incorporate advanced display technology and biomonitoring with the goal of improving psychedelic therapy by optimizing setting, and the overall psychedelic experience for clinical and other uses. Plans for the pod are for it to create a multi-sensory stimulation that can offer treatment options for cognitive, psychological, motor, and functional impairments across a wide range of clinical health conditions.
Loeb Sciences is thrilled to be teaming up with Virtual Psychedelics Institute, Skip Rizzo, and Brett Leonard, both pioneers in the use of artificial reality in addition to therapeutic intervention with psychedelics. The development of the Chrysalis Pod is going to be industry-leading and groundbreaking, as it will finally allow patients to be treated and fully biometrically measured real-time while they're sitting comfortably in a chair, fully immersed in the experience.
And that's it for this week's Spotlight Roundup, presented to you by Psychedelic Spotlight, your number one source for news, information, and unique perspectives surrounding the emerging sector of medicinal psychedelics. For more on the stories covered here, visit psychedelicspotlight.com. And be sure to check out the Psychedelic Spotlight podcast, where Global Track Solutions' David Flores and Jill Ettinger interview luminaries across the field of psychedelics and related industries. Subscribe at Apple Podcasts or wherever you stream. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm Autumn Tribbitt. Be well.